they're now going into the hands of the starter. So as we look at the odds one final time, we'll pass it back upstairs now to track announcer John Craik for the call of this fourth race, the kickoff pace.
Oh, okay, thanks very much, Earl and Steve. We're just about ready to go. The horses are now in the hands of the starter. It's post time. The fourth race, the kickoff pace. And there they go. They're off and pacing. Cedarwood George drives out at the rail. From the extreme outside, that's Stargaze Hanover, and Ripping Gold goes with him between horses. Perfect Out is third. Racing fourth around the turn, that's Cedarwood George. National Review is fifth after an eighth mile. Dallas racing in sixth. At the wood in seventh as they move towards the quarter-mile station is Southern Royal. On the front end, Stargaze Hanover. Ripping Gold second. Perfect Out is third, and he's on the move as Stargaze Hanover takes him past the quarter-mile station in 28-3, and here comes Perfect Out up the challenge for the lead. Ripping Gold racing in third. Cedarwood George is fourth. National Review is fifth after the rail in front of the grandstand. Dallas racing sixth. Southern Royal is seventh. Then in eighth, that's Armbro Everest, and Doobie Time is ninth around the paddock turn. Perfect Out for Steve Conrad, leads it by a length and a half. Stargaze Hanover second. Ripping Gold racing in third. Cedarwood George is fourth. National Review is racing in fifth. Dallas is sixth. Half a mile and 58 seconds flat. In the backstretch, and Perfect Out continues with a two-length advantage. Stargaze Hanover second. Ripping Gold racing in third. Cedarwood George now fourth on the outside, and National Review will follow him fifth with cover. Racing up to be sixth on the outside is Dallas. Seventh at the rail, that's Armbro Everest as they race around the far turn. Perfect Out is a half a length in front. Up on the outside, Cedarwood George to challenge now. At the rail, racing in third, Stargaze Hanover. Fourth now on the outside as it moves past the three quarters in 1:27.1 as they move around the turn at National Review. At the top of the lane, and Cedarwood George takes over the lead. Perfect Out now second. National Review third on the outside. Stargaze Hanover fourth. Doobie Time is fifth. Ripping Gold sixth between horses. Cedarwood George on the far outside. National Review is closing up with Dallas. Perfect Out coming back at the rail. Cedarwood George is staying game in the middle of the racetrack. Cedarwood George, here they are.
The fans were right. Cedarwood George, Perfect Out were bet down, and you just showed me your ticket. You were right too. Cedarwood George, owned by the Varcos, who owned Envy Worthy, winner of the Canadian Trotting Classic, gets up to win it in 1:56 and 1/5, and that's a new lifetime marks for him, so you know the track is very fast.
This has been a very rewarding month for the Varcos, or a very rewarding last few weeks. They, of course, won our first race of the season here on TSN, the Canadian Trotting Classic, and now coming back with Cedarwood George, who's had a few near misses the last few outings he's made.
He has indeed, and as I mentioned on the last show, but for those of you who didn't see the last show, he was claimed in December for $50,000, and tonight he's won himself out. He's over $57,000 now. He got the lead at the top of the stretch, but Perfect Out showed why he's won close to $1 million. He battled back gamely, just beaten the neck. Cedarwood George hanging on for the win. And here it is again. Look at them dueling. Perfect Out comes right back on at the rail, but Cedarwood George had that advantage, and it was quite enough to get him there. You can see Perfect Out inching up.
All right, and there you look at the finish of the kickoff pace, the first race of our evening here on TSN. And Cedarwood George, the winner by about a half a length over Perfect Out. A bit of an upset victory for Cedarwood George. The odds when the race began with Cedarwood George were at 6-1, and that's going to be a nice little payoff.